All right, so fun fact. First off, apparently forgot to pay the electric bill in my house. That's fine though. But gives us a chance to look at some of the glow effects on the new relic weapons. But a little behind the scenes detail that nobody cares about. For some reason, my game does not want to go ahead and acknowledge that I have audio out. So I can't control the audio. So even though the recording cannot hear anything from the game, the game, on the other hand, is blasting everything burns into my ears, and there's nothing I can do about it. Fun. All right, final step of the relics are out, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at each of the weapons one by one in this nice dark room, so you can go ahead and see the glow effects in great detail. The actual look of it, you know, everyone's posting everywhere who had more time on their hands than I do, but I want to go ahead and actually focus on glow and give my thoughts on this, because this is the real thing we're all after. And I'm going to start with my boy, the red mage. We're going to start with the caster because that's what I mean, and I gotta say, you messed up. It's not red. What is up with that? Well, let's actually take off my filter a little bit. You can see it is Vaporwave, pink and blue. I don't hate the colors, but I am a little disappointed. I'm also not sure how I feel about the ribbons. It just, I don't know. It feels like we've had better relic looks in the past, and I got a feeling that the only thing that's gonna be different between this stage of relics and the others is the fact that, ooh, we have ribbons everywhere and two colors, ooh! And I'm not sure if that's really gonna like put it on par with like other relics. It's gonna, I don't know. I just don't know. But this one, it's okay. I'll rock it, but I feel like this is one that you definitely got to go ahead and build your glam around, just because stereotypical red mage, blue and pink don't really match it. Next up is going to be Summoner, the job that wishes it could have been better. And yeah, not gonna lie, it actually does look good. It does look good. I don't know how I feel about the blue and orange, but I guess that's, you know, the kind of like the same kind of blue you'd have on Bahamut, the orange you'd have on Phoenix. And you know, it works. It works as well. I'd probably rock this, to be honest. This is pretty good. I'd give this a solid 7 out of 10. I do gotta ask though, what does this have to do with Solar Bahamut? This bothers me. This bothers me way more than it should. I'm sorry. It does. Why did Summoner get a freaking mecha sword Bahamut thing? It's from nowhere. I'm so confused. Next up is Black Mage and Candle Staff. If you wanted a Candle Staff, good news. You have a Candle Staff. If you're a little awkward because your Black Mage is most likely to be wielding it like this or in an angle, and a Candle Staff kind of looks a little awkward that way, well, I got bad news for you. That's what you got. That is, in fact, what you got. I don't know how I feel about like the plasma ribbon starting like midway and then going up. I feel like they should be like starting here. You can't see my mouse. I feel like they should be starting like at this Y junction and then radiate up much further from there. Same thing with like the fire effect, or like maybe the fire effect should have started at the bottom, maybe go up the way, and then the ribbons start to, I don't know, like this, it's a little it's a little awkward to me. But other than that, you know, it's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Probably actually like exit. All right, last of the casters, Pictomancer. Part of me, okay, all right, look. Yellow and pink, I think kind of fits the like free spirit vibe that the Pictomancer has going for it, right? I don't know about a mirror for the color palette thing, but you know, Picto, we're gonna Picto. I almost wish for them they would have had 3 colors. Kind of go with RGB, but what can you do? Although, like, realistically, like, if there's any job that would benefit from full-on gamer RGB puke, it would 100% be the Picto. Oh, you can see that. Whoops. Oh, well. Sloppy, real sloppy. Hey, look, I just got off a 10-hour shift. All right, please spare me. I'm too focused on the weapon. Maybe I should have taken a nap. Yeah. Next up, Monk. And yeah, I want to criticize them, but whoa, why are we getting like ghosting? Where's that coming from? Where is that actually coming from? Oh, that's bizarre. Huh. All right, we gotta test that in a second. But in any case, I want to like get this off my chest. Designers of Monk weapons can't win. Because there are going to be people like myself who believe that Monk should be hand-to-hand, thus glove weapons are the best. But then there's people that are just like, oh god, another glove weapon. I want something different. So now these things appear, these tonfas appear, and they look fine for what they are. They're not my personal favorite, so I'm going to gripe a little bit about it. Not my personal favorite. I don't know if the Monk, if the colors, if the pink and gold fit, but you know, it's there now. So, you know, I mean, I don't envy the designers for Monk weapons. I really don't. Okay, now out of G pose, I had to try. We're not getting that ghosting. How are we getting that earlier? How did I do that? I'm so annoyed now. Disappointed, man. I thought we found something and it's just like, nah. Next up is Samurai, and it's not bad. I'm not the biggest fan again of the ribbons. I feel like they feel better here than on Kefka's weapons, but I don't know. I feel like with like these sort of ribbons make sense on a weapon like say the Pictomancer brush because they feel like smooth, fluid brush strokes. But like on a Samurai, it makes kind of no sense. So like popcorning effect. Actually, wait, didn't Kefka's weapon also have that? Were the relics an afterthought of the guy who made the Kefka weapons? I'm now starting to wonder. Anyway, it's okay, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it is what it is. Here we have Ninja, and I like the effect they have on here. The purple and pink really do fit the kind of like Eastern ninja aesthetic. The like popping almost what almost feels like sakura flower petals here kind of fits. The ribbons kind of don't. I'm also not really a fan of like the design of the daggers being like almost ceremonial. It's not really like ninja-esque, but then again we have no rogue, so this is the best we get, I guess. Oh, we got the ghost effect. Oh wait, I think I figured it out. That was it. It was an artifacting off depth of field. Interesting. That's why it didn't appear out of G pose. Also, I can't believe I missed that again. I got my like window that I'm working with like right over it, so that's not helping anything. Whoops. So yeah, the daggers aren't bad. I'm not a fan of the ribbons. The ribbons are doing like nothing for me. Now these we already got a good look at in the live letter, but here we can see how the ribbons are. The transition from the gold to the blue to match the awakening blue. And I actually like it. Ooh, I do like the snake in there too, and I do like how that's highlighted by the glow. So yeah, like these, this is a good solid option for glowing weapon for Viper. I like it. I like it. Again, the ribbon's doing nothing for me though. I don't know like why. Yeah. Ain't bad. Not bad. Not bad. I actually put that up in I like it. And now it's time for Reaper taking part in one of my favorite games for Reaper. Are you better than the Abysso Scythe? And not gonna lie, you actually do look nice. The combination of the red for the actual like Reaper phase versus the cyan out of Reaper is a nice combo. Ribbons, they're okay here. I would say I'd say it's a pretty good okay. Got a little bit of glow off the gemstone spike on the bottom. All in all, I'd say actually good. Good. That is not bad at all. Pretty dang good, Reaper. Last for our melee, we have Dragoon, and oh my god, it's not a pitchfork. It's a Christmas fucking miracle. Holy. Honestly, it's not bad. it really isn't bad. It's up to you whether the blue into the red works for you. There's a lot of busyness around the base of it. I do gotta ask, Ribbon, why? What are you doing? Ribbon, why you here? You know what I think actually would have been better? And this might be like, the more and more I'm looking at these, the more and more I wonder something. What if the ribbons were crackles of lightning? Like, that's one thing I now got to start wondering. Because, like, look, I get it. We want to lie to ourselves and say that completed relic weapons should be as glamorous as ultimate weapons, but they're not going to. Ultimate weapons usually have like 3 or 4 effects on them, and relic weapons usually have like 2 to 3, right? But I think the devs need to start realizing, you know, ribbons, not as good as people think. I'm just saying. What in the Elvis am I looking at? I mean, we're moving on to the Fizz ranges now. Here we have the Bard with an electric guitar bow. Okay, first off, red glowing crystal tip on the arrows. Nice touch. I like that. The rest of this weapon, what is happening? Why is there fur up here? Why does this look like a modern guitar? Every other weapon looked like something that belongs in a fantasy game. What the is going on here? I'm not mad. I am just confused. I am far. There is fur on the quiver. There is shag fur on this quiver. I'm not mad. I am just infinitely confused. You know, one of these days when I go ahead and test out one of these weapons, it's actually going to change the lunchbox. But it's never going to happen, is it? Well, here's the I almost said Reaper pistol. Here's the Machinist pistol. Not going to lie, don't hate it. Don't actually hate it. I hate the ribbons. The ribbons also aren't doing a whole lot for me here. It looks like it really wants to be a tornado around the gun, but it fails at life, so it's not. I almost wish the flames started from the tip and worked back, like it was a perpetually smoking gun. I think that would work better rather than the flames and ribbon and everything generating from the back of the gun moving forward. But I got a feeling they coded something in spaghetti code there. But not bad. Last Fizz range, we have Dancer. And I'm not going to lie, I completely forgot we already knew there were going to be fans. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I do like the fact we have something more unique, so people have more options. The color choice is fine. Again, the ribbons don't do anything for me here. They still don't. So, I mean, it is what it is. Color choice is pretty good, though. The like bright lime green with the pink. Classic. I don't know if I'd say classic, but it works here. It works really well. Now moving on to Warrior. And once again, we play the game, are you better than the Abyssos weapon? And the answer here is, I think no. If you want a hammer, though, you got it right here. And for those of you that thought the new tank was going to be hammer-based, this is why it's not going to be. They still let Warhammer be an option for Warrior. Until they stop doing that, there's no chance of them doing that. And because they've done this now, this would be what, the 4th Warhammer I think we've had? Because they keep doing it and keep doing it very recently. I just don't see it happening, unfortunately. But there are 2 colors here, though, believe it or not. We do have like a yellow-green and like an orange, even though the whole thing just looks gold. Now, here's the real question, though, for all of the lore nuts and all of you people who obsess way too much about stuff. Which Ascian mask is that? Good luck figuring that one out. It's Megatron. I had to double check to make sure I didn't dye it, to make sure there wasn't anything this bizarre, but no, we really do have a cyan and like fire orange glow on this gun blade, on this gunblade that has glowing purple electrope fluid flowing straight through it. That is a real choice that was really made. Not a fan of it personally. I feel like this is way too many clashing colors. Maybe I can dye out that thing. What if I go ahead and have this go white? Nope, that didn't do anything. What if I have this one go white? Nope, that purple dye is in there forever. Okay, cool. You are forever a great popsicle. That's good to know. And now for our last tank and only main tank, we have Paladin, which, you know, looks very Paladin. The blue, the yellow, colors you expect from Paladin. Sword looks good. Although we got some decorative piece in the middle hindering your sorting, but, you know, you do you. Shield looks fine. I mean, it all looks fine. There are definitely better Paladin relic weapons out there. And again, the ribbons, very, very distracting. Not a fan of the ribbons. By the way, I'm stupid. I forgot Dark Knight exists. It's not because I hate Dark Knight. It's actually because I'm stupid. In any case, I had to go ahead and take off my Catboy's shirt because the fur on his armor was actually clipping into the weapon, and we want a good look at that. We're showcasing weapons today, not showcasing, you know, anything else. I mean, otherwise, like, the weapon, I feel like it's too thick. Like, I know this, actually, you know what it is? It's the fact that we got this big fat tip at the tip here. This big tip, I think, kind of wrecks the shape for the rest of it, which is a shame because the rest of the Dark Knight weapons for this relic cycle has been fantastic. Like the Dawn Trail tank weapons have been great. This Dark Knight one, I think, misses the mark a bit, and I think it's all because of this head up here looking well, phallic, but also that it almost looks like an axe with how massive it is compared to the rest of the blade. I'm not really much of a fan of it. Otherwise, it's not bad. It's not bad. And actually, the ribbons offend less here than elsewhere, though I'm still not the best fan of them here, but they work better here than other places. Oh my god, it spins! It all spins! That clock is broken, it just keeps going back and forth, but oh my god, it spins! Anyway, healer time. Here we have Scholar, and their book's pretty good. Their book's pretty okay. Their ribbons are kind of whatever. But, you know, it ain't bad. Oh my god, it spins! It's fine. It's fine. I'd say it's above average for them. All right, Sage time. What am I looking at? I wasn't expecting blue and green for our colors, but like, what are these? Let's actually freeze time here a little bit. Let's see if we can actually like zoom in on whatever this is. I'm not the biggest fan of these. I'm not gonna lie. It's not for me. Can I dye these tips? You can dye the tips. That's the second channel. So you can go ahead and turn that into like a blue or a green. That might help it a little bit. Because yeah, the red tips just kind of stand out a little too much, in my opinion. So you at least have that going for it. I mean, they're okay. Oddly enough, my current glam uses the Mandervillis ones, which that might be my least favorite relic weapons, period. I think I might take those for Sage over these. But I think that's more Sage vibes than anything else. It's up to you. I'm not jazzed. All right, now for White Mage. Is that our last one? No, we have Astro after this. Almost did it pulled into the Dark Knight. In any case, this is pretty good. The kind of like magenta with like the like white mage blue white sort of thing going here. It has a good look to it. Good flowery look, which is pretty classic for them. But then I realized one thing. I mean, first off, there's a crystal there. Can I dye the crystal? That appears to now be the thing we're doing. We can dye the crystal. It's the second dye channel. There's one thing though. There's a key on the bottom of this thing. If you use this, Mickey Mouse and Sora are gonna forever be after you thinking you're a Keyblade master when really you just want to farm for free cure. That's what white mages do, right? They farm for free cure, right? Finally, our last healer, the Astrologian. First off, you don't comprehend the genius of dressing your Astro as an astronaut. You just wish you thought of it first. Second, this weapon's okay. That's like all I got. It's okay. The ribbon's way less offensive here, but honestly, this, like, on its own, this weapon is fine. But this brings up kind of a big thing that I've kind of been fighting off the whole time and just judging the weapons on their own. Here's the thing that really bites, and I think is going to be a big problem for most people for this relic step. These weapons don't feel final. This feels, I kid you not, these feel like a stage 3 relic. Every single one of these feels like a stage 3 relic. Not one of these feel like a completed relic weapon. Not a single one. Not this one, not any other ones. In fact, heck, I use the Mandervillis one on here because, you know, Star Ocean themed Astro Globe with astronaut one. Just take a look at like the level of grandiose between this one and the other one. When I hit this reset, like it already feels like an upgrade. And these are one of the most disliked relics out there, the Mandervillis ones. It doesn't, like, we put a ton of work into these. People had to go ahead and either get bloody lucky with Demi-Atmas, or they had to go farm their heart and soul out to go ahead and get these relics, to go get those Demi-Atmas, then had to go ahead and spend weeks filling out the Aether Gauge, spend millions of gil. That's not an exaggeration. Between all of the pieces that we have bought, the materials and whatnot, I guarantee you, you have spent over 1 million gil in raw money in this relic grind. And in the end, all we have to show for it, it just feels incomplete. Like, this just doesn't feel like a completed relic weapon. This doesn't feel final or completed. It feels like we're not done. And part of the reason is that ribbon. The ribbons always feel like a cheap effect. And granted, I'm not saying that they're easy to do. Like, these ribbons most likely are very difficult to code in. The problem is that they don't feel good. They really don't. And like, I really didn't want this to become a video where I just bash on the end result of these relics. But man, when all is said and done, they're fine on their own. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get them all just for completion's sake and to say, there we go. I went ahead and did a relic on content that wasn't Manderville. But when push comes to shove, man, this, it doesn't have the same oomph as, say, like the A Realm Reborn relics or the Heaven's Ward relics or even the Bosja relics. Well, it just is what it is, I guess. I mean, and don't get me wrong, like this is just my opinion, okay? I feel like they could have done better with these. I feel a lot of other people also might feel that they could have done better with these. I know one Discord I'm in feels a bit disappointed by these. Like, one person just said they all suck. I don't think they all suck, but I do feel they are lacking for a final relic step. That being said, though, I'm going to get them all just because completion. And also, I need item levels, man. I need item levels to get me through the mess that is PF. Anyway, if you enjoyed this rambling and this looks at my thoughts on the relics, feel free to like and subscribe. We'll see you around. Hopefully this wasn't a complete slop fest. Bye.